My name is Ava McRae, and I'm a statistics major at the University of Connecticut. I used the Center for Career Development to get my position after graduation. The Career Center helped me the most through their one-on-one counseling. I went to the Center for resume critiques, career counseling, and a practice interview. My first interaction with the Career Center was my sophomore year when I was getting my resume ready for a study abroad application. So I went in, just had an appointment right that afternoon, and they helped me edit my resume, and they gave me a lot of tips, and it was great. Starting early in my sophomore year just really got the ball rolling in terms of thinking about my future career. It's something that a lot of people don't think about because you're so focused on school, but it's important to start early so you can just reflect on what you really want. I decided to come in for a counseling appointment for the first time at the start of my senior year because I knew I should start applying a job soon, and I hadn't really narrowed down what type of job I was even looking for and how to get the process started. So I came in for a first counseling appointment with John and Emily from the Career Center. So I just walked in, made an appointment, and for later that day, and I met with John and Emily, and they were extremely helpful, and they outlined ways I can just start researching and thinking about the job search process and kind of narrowing down my focus. I later met with John the following week to go over LinkedIn, like my profile, how to use that to look for jobs. When I came to meet with John, he just asked me a few basic questions about what I was interested in, what I was studying, what I was interested out of school work. He gave me some information about the Career Center and what they can offer more, and some of the professional development conferences that were coming up. And we just kind of generally talked, and he gave me some things to go home and research, and he just kind of helped me start brainstorming about the process. Something that I really benefited from through the Career Center and the counseling they offer is just that mentorship aspect and an individualized experience. John was really able to understand where I was coming from, what I was interested in, and he didn't give me generic responses. He really honed in on my interests. The most valuable part of meeting with John and other career counselors is just to bounce ideas off of them. They're very knowledgeable about a variety of different topics and the job search in general, so they were able to give me some really good specific tips about how to narrow down my search and to reflect upon what I truly want, and also gave me great tools through the Career Center and other websites that I could use. I first decided to come in for a practice interview when I was offered an interview with the Nielsen company for my first job after college, and so it was a really intimidating process, and I just wanted to get some practice, and practice makes perfect, and it ended up being really helpful and made me feel more confident when I went into the actual interview. The practice interview was really good in terms of the specific questions, because you can read online and they give you a variety of, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, but in terms of thinking of specific questions related to the job, they were really good at taking that job description and also my experiences and tailoring those questions specifically for me, which I probably wouldn't have thought of on my own. And I found that in the actual interview, they were pretty spot on about what types of questions that I was asked in relation to the job. And so I was just able to really just talk it through with them. And then at the end, they gave me tips, what I did well, what I could have done better. And I was able to leave with a recording of the interview. I would recommend that students at UConn start with the Career Center as early as possible, because the more you learn, the better you are to set yourself up for success in the future. And senior year is kind of already really crazy and you want to enjoy it. It's important to just get the ball rolling as early as possible.